Welcome to the channel, everyone. Today is the day that my truck finally gets the bumper installed and the grill and the trim piece that I painted. But before I can get this stuff on, I gotta do a little bit of prep. I've got to get my lights back in the bumper. I have to get my winch in the bumper. So I gotta find a nice soft place to flip this bumper around. I gotta put there's a deal that holds the fairlead on the bumper here. I gotta get that in there. I'll show you guys that. But I'll show you my lights too. So here are the lights that I'm going with, guys. Got these yellow lights. I'll link them in the comments and the description, but they're just standard Amazon lights. I found some adapters that will plug into my fog lights. That's what these are. So I just this adapted to some other bulb. I just cut the wires and spliced them in here. So these are just going to plug right into the factory fog lights, and I'm not going to have to cut or splice any factory wiring, and my plugs ain't going to be exposed. So this should be a real clean, easy way to get these lights installed. Okay, so this is the part that's going to hold the fairlead on the bumper. Now, because I have a synthetic rope on my winch, I don't need a roller fairlead. I just need, I don't even know what they call it, but it's just a flat fairlead. So this is what's going to go in the bumper. I had to weld this up. I had to weld the sides up on this DIY bumper kit. So I'm going to slide this in here without scratching my bumper. And it'll get bolted down with 3 bolts, and I think 2 of these bolts actually go into the winch. So here's the rough country fairlead, and that's going to go, it's going to bolt right onto there, because I've already welded nuts on this bracket. So we got these bolts right here, and I'm going to bolt this on there like that. Probably wait to get the winch in there and everything. Okay, so to get this winch installed, you got to take your mounting bolts. You got these square nuts, and they got to go inside the winch, like so. There's 4 of them. These are fun to install. I've installed these on 4-wheelers and stuff, and that nut moves all over the place on you. And this thing is much heavier than an ATV winch, so it's going to be fun getting that up in there, trying to line up all the holes, but we'll get her. Another thing you want to keep in mind when you install this winch is where the cable is coming out. The winch cable's got to come out down here, so you got to make sure your cable's coming out so it feeds through this hole. If you flip the winch around and it tries to feed up here, it's going to rub on here and it's going to cause you all kinds of trouble. So make sure you got the winch in the right way. There goes my nuts. There goes my nuts. Okay, so with the help of my dad, was able to get this bumper in place. It's heavy now with that winch and everything on there. Few problems I wasn't really anticipating is fitting the winch back here. There's the radiator support pretty close there, and actually I had to take off, you can see it's in there, I had to take off the control for the winch because it won't fit with that radiator support right there. Another thing I'm having trouble with is the switch. It'll be engaged, but when I turn it to disengage it, it's hitting the radiator support again. So I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do there. I didn't know there was this tight a room back here, but the control isn't such a big deal. Probably was looking to get maybe like a wireless switch anyway. The clutch engagement's a little bigger deal. I'll have to figure out some way being able to turn that 180 degrees without hitting that core support. But happy to say it all lines up really nice. So I'm happy. Color looks awesome. Got my lights in here. I've got them plugged in. I've got my trim rings all in place with my lights, and I've got my stainless bolts here. Camera's blurring out on me. Had a little trouble with these ones here because that light is so must be wider than the rough country, or taller than the rough country lights, and had to kind of rig them up, but I don't anticipate to have any trouble with them. Okay, so I got to install this grill piece here, or this trim piece. They come with two options. You got this one here. I'm guessing this one's used if you got a light bar. It's open, but that might work out for me in the wintertime. I can maybe put my snow plow plugs back there, and then I can grab them and pull them out. And in the summertime, this is the one I wanted to run anyway all the time. Was this one with the kind of the grill cutout. That's probably the one I'm going to install right now. Going to take a detailer over this, detailer spray, and get this cleaned up under here. Okay, so then I'm going to take a little bit of fluid film, and like I said, there's a little bit of corrosion happening on these slots where it scratched the paint. Not putting a ton on here, just a little bit, just to stop the corrosion. Then I'm going to take my trim piece and I'm going to snap it on. This thing is dried for a few days now. More time you can give this stuff to dry, at least a few days, the better. Just get all your clips lined up. And then slowly push them in. That's why you want to give it a few days for the paint to get hard, nice and hard, because you do have to push them on. Looks good, guys. Time for the main grill, guys. This is a bit of a tight fit with this bumper. It's tighter than it was before. Now for the final pieces of the puzzle. So this emblem wasn't quite a snap-on fit. The emblem is a GM OEM bow tie. The grill is not. I ended up having to grind some of the chrome grill back there so it actually would snap on. I wasn't about to modify the OEM bow tie. I may end up getting an OEM grill at some point if this front end works out. So I didn't want to modify the OEM part, which I know is built right, so I modified the grill. But it all worked out. It snapped on. These bow ties, these new ones, just snap on. There's 3 clips. But yeah, it's getting real close to being done, guys. I've got one more little detail to finish up, and we're pretty much done. Okay, so one final detail on the grill. And there we go. That's it, guys. All finished up. Well, except for the winch wiring, but I'm going to have to do that at a later date. I have to figure out longer cables for my control box or whatever. So there it is, guys, all finished up. I know it's a pretty gloomy day, but that's pretty much what we've been having, and I can't really wait for sun to come out to get this video out, because I'm sure I got a lot of people waiting to see this finished up. It's been a while. I really like it, guys. I think it turned out awesome. That I really like that oversized bow tie that they put on the 11 to 13 trucks. It's just you know, it just says you're proud you're driving a Chevy. And the little Z71 emblem on the side there, nice little touch. But I'm happy, guys, real happy with the whole thing. I don't have the winch hooked up. I'm looking at how to get that hooked up, so probably do a separate video at some point on getting that hooked up. But happy, guys. I really like this bumper. I think it looks good from all angles. There's not like an angle where it looks weird or odd. Color matched bed liner. Like I said when I was painting it, with the texture, it's hard to get like a color match. But I guess as far as getting it to match the overall truck, I like it, guys. It's you know, it's not an exact match, but I think it's a little more unique than black. You know, would have went with just black bed liner. So yeah, I'm happy with it, guys. Probably get some pictures up and maybe a little bit of video. Maybe with those side lights. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the whole bumper build. And I guess I'll see ya.